see all this potential, and I see it squandered. God damn it, an entire generation pumping gas, waiting tables, slaves with white collars. Advertising has us chasing cars and clothes, working jobs we hate so we can buy shit we don't need. We're the middle children of history, man. No purpose or place. We have no Great War, no Great Depression. Our Great War is a spiritual war. Our Great Depression is our lives. We've all been raised on television to believe that one day we'd all be millionaires and movie gods and rock stars, but we won't. We're slowly learning that fact. We're very pissed off.
I feel like this lighting setup got a little bit out of pocket, but I just wanted to try something different and not just sit behind my desk. So yeah, here we are. Let me know what you think. I honestly have no idea what this is gonna look like once I color grade it. So I don't know, maybe we cooked, maybe we didn't, I'm not sure. But I know I don't want this video to be super long. I just kind of wanted to give you some of my thoughts. So yeah, let's get into it. So when we were growing up, I have a pretty big age gap between my sisters and myself. I got two sisters, and I remember growing up, you know, being obsessed with whatever the latest gaming console was, whatever the latest smartphone was, whatever movie was out. And I remember like one of my older sisters and her husband, they didn't like care about any of that kind of stuff, and instead prioritized things like travel and experiences over things. And I remember growing up and I was like, how can you not like be invested on what the latest iPhone is and what it's capable of? And I just remember thinking that that was all that was important, at least to teenage Austin, and honestly Austin up until about recently in the last year or so. Like we've talked about in previous videos, you know, again, going through my divorce a year ago, I tried to fill that void that was kind of missing in myself with consumer electronics, consumer products, and just always thought that the next thing was gonna be the thing that like brought me joy. But as always, you know, buying a new thing is not necessarily about the thing that you bought. It's always about like the process of buying it. It's almost ritualistic in that regard, where you get more excited about selecting an item, researching it, the process of ordering it, waiting for it to come, or going to get it, you know, unboxing it, playing with it, and having this sensation of a new thing for like a couple hours, and then obviously just ends up on the shelf or on Facebook Marketplace not too long later as just another thing that you kind of wasted money on to give yourself just kind of that dopamine hit of having something new. And I lived a lot of my life growing up and through like my early 20s kind of doing that. You know, I remember going to Best Buy and, you know, different stores multiple times a week just to buy whatever the latest tech was. And yeah, my life revolved around buying the next product. I spent all my free time shopping and researching and watching YouTube videos on what the latest thing was that I could go and pick up. I built gaming computers, bought multiple phones, all sorts of things and everything in between. And I kind of justified a lot of this, you know, because I started out in content creation as like a tech content creator. So I was like, okay, you know, my job, or I guess this job I'm trying to have, is surrounded by consumer electronics. So I need to go purchase them, and I need to, you know, utilize them and play with these new things so that I can make content on them. It led me to kind of having this almost unfulfilled feeling in my life, and led me to be pretty depressed because I was spending all my money on things and objects and just cluttering up my room and my environment with just so many different products, and then not having the funds to go out and really do anything. You know, I would sacrifice the ability to go on trips with friends and family so that I could buy the latest graphics card for my computer. And again, I was doing this to try and fill this void that I felt in my life, but in the end, it just kept growing bigger and bigger to the point where I was just kind of isolated and alone and miserable. And it's at this point that kind of photography and filmmaking kind of came into the picture. So the moment I picked up a camera and started to to use it and dive into that world of filmmaking and creation, all of a sudden kind of my mindset changed. I went from not caring about travel or wanting to travel at all to researching trips and wanting to travel. You know, I was finding myself spending less time searching for, you know, what the next iPhone's gonna be and what I can buy next, and putting that money into creative photo shoots and portrait sessions, you know, and putting my time and energy into creative processes rather than just purchasing another gaming handheld or a Switch for the 100th time that I know I'm gonna sell again in a couple weeks. I'm gonna try and not ramble on this topic for too long. Like I said, I wanted the video to be short, but I guess this is kind of just my perspective now after a year of fully focusing on content creation and photography and filmmaking, is that it's almost cured my consumerism, like you can see in the title. I'm no longer concerned with having the latest and greatest products, but more so want to spend my time and money going on trips with my friends. You know, I just spent a couple of weeks exploring some parts of California. I went to San Diego and I went to Yosemite, and I've discovered that doing things like that and getting out with my friends and making things and creating things has filled that void in me that I was trying to fill with the next purchase for so many years. I found that thing that truly does bring me joy, and while this job and creating content and creating things can be exhausting, I've never felt hollow because of it. I've always felt so rewarded after a great photo shoot or getting the perfect clip that, yeah, I just no longer have the desire to spend my, you know, expendable income or my resources and time into things that I just don't need. You know, I led this video with that quote from Fight Club, and it's just something that's always resonated with me. You know, it's like, in order to live a happy life, it's like we don't need the newest jacket or the newest phone to bring joy. We just need to find that thing that we're passionate about and pursue that and spend our time working on that instead. But yeah, that'll do it for this video. I hope this was a little bit cohesive. I don't film these videos with a script, so I kind of just off the cuff and kind of talk about what I'm thinking. So I hope it made sense. Let me know your thoughts on all of this down in the comments. And as always, I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching.